Did you know that over 90% of people report the sudden, almost reflexive urge to scratch their skin at least once a day? It's one of those bizarre, everyday experiences we barely think about. But have you ever wondered, why do we itch? Is it just an annoyance, or does it actually serve a meaningful purpose? Prepare to have your mind blown as we dive into the fascinating world of itches. By the end, you're guaranteed to look at your next scratch with a whole new appreciation. Let's uncover the strange and incredible science behind itching. Firstly, itching is not just a random bodily quirk. It's scientifically called pruritus, and it's your body's way of getting your brain's attention. Essentially, it's a warning signal. An itch occurs when certain nerve endings in your skin pick up specific signals and send them straight to your spinal cord and brain. But here's the twist. It's not as simple as direct damage, like the sensation of pain or touch. Instead, itching is a unique and specific signal that travels along a different pathway. And remarkably, this pathway is hardwired into many species, not just humans. From cats to birds, animals itch too. But why is this reflex so widespread? The answer lies deep in evolution. Think about it. Centuries ago, when our distant ancestors roamed forests, itching served a crucial function, removing irritants or harmful creatures like insects and parasites before they could cause infections. Have you ever gotten a mosquito bite and scratched until you couldn't anymore? This primal urge exists because it might have saved our ancestors from deadly diseases that insects often carried. What's astonishing is that scientists believe the scratching reflex predates even humans. It might be over hundreds of millions of years old. Yes, all that scratching you do, potentially as ancient as the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But here's where things get even more fascinating. While itching was designed as a life-saving measure, our modern lives have introduced complexities. Many types of itching today are not caused by mosquito bites or skin irritants, but rather emotional and psychological triggers. For instance, have you ever noticed how thinking about an itch or watching someone scratch makes you itch too? That's not a coincidence. The brain is so tuned to itching as a defensive mechanism that anything resembling the sensation can mimic it. This phenomenon is called contagious itching, and it's closely related to our social brains. Psychological triggers are also a huge part of why we itch unnecessarily. Stress, for instance, can turn your brain's sensitivity to itching up several notches. In fact, people suffering from anxiety disorders or depression often report chronic itching, and what's even more intriguing is that scratching itself releases small amounts of dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. That's right. Scratching may provide a temporary sense of pleasure, which is why it becomes so addictive. The term itch-scratch cycle describes how one itch leads to a scratch, which leads to more itching in a sometimes maddeningly repetitive loop. Moving beyond psychology, there are still other occasions of itching which science is still trying to unravel. Itching due to allergies, eczema, or chronic conditions without clear irritants. Did you know that some people experience phantom itches where there's no real cause at all? Meanwhile, others have severe medical conditions where itching becomes all-consuming, worse than even chronic pain. That's how vital scientists consider the study of pruritus now, and there's still much more to learn. Lastly, let's imagine an alternate world where humans didn't itch at all. Would that seem like a blessing, or would it be disastrous? Without itching, we might have never survived as a species, allowing irritants, bugs, and infections to fester unchecked. On the opposite end, neuroscientists have started experimenting with ways to trick the brain into turning off itch signals selectively for those suffering chronic itching diseases. The result? It may one day provide relief for countless people suffering from unbearable itching. But even then, we'll still carry the mark of evolution, one of nature's oldest defense mechanisms. So the next time you feel an itch creeping up your arm, whether it's from a pesky bug bite, stress, or even just watching this video, remember, your body is trying to protect you. It's a tiny, ancient signal dating back millions of years, keeping you alive. Now the question is, will you scratch or will you resist? Either way, itching isn't just a mere distraction. It's an incredible phenomenon that connects us to our evolutionary past. And honestly, isn't that just extraordinary? Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Why Facts. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the unexpected science of itching, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Does learning about itching make you itch too? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, happy scratching or resisting.